Thanks everybody for tuning in. This is another segment. It was really on my mind about love and relationships in the long run. And I think that we take too much of our valuable time and use it worrying about things that we want right now. You know, we don't take time to do anything anymore. We want instant gratification, and just a relationship is something that you just can't rely on instant gratification. You just can't. You need time. You need time. You need time to get to know that person, to get to know their mannerisms, their their ambitions, their goals, what drives them, and then you have to think, okay, well, reproductively, do I want a family? Do they? If this person's a father, what type of father are they? Mother? All of that. You need to see these things. And the only way you're going to see them is time. And I think with this generation that's behind me, they have really skipped an entire focus. So they're really focused on instant gratification, and it's sad because their patience is thin, and that's the only thing that time does. Is time, not the only thing, but that's one of the things that time does, is it gives you patience. I've always maintained speaking terms with people that I've dated for various reasons, but most importantly, after you get out of a relationship, no matter it's bad or negative, I still like to see how these people are doing. Not saying that I want to be with you. If we left off negatively, then no, I don't. But if there was nothing but positive vibes when we dissipated, then there's always a chance. And that's with anybody that I've ever, fucked with, dated, had a relationship with. Probably not the one night stand that I had. Absolutely not. But anything long term, I think we don't stop and think about the work that we need to put into things. And, you have to think, what is it really worth if you don't put in the work? Are you going to value it more? You're 16 and your parents give you a car. But what if you're 16 and you worked 3 summers for that car? You're going to value that. And I always say, people admire Benz, but they don't understand the work that goes into getting, having, and maintaining a car like that. And, as with a valuable relationship, which is what we should be working for. We should be working for a relationship that's full of value. And in that case, the more value that something or someone has, the more work you need to put into getting and maintaining it. And, it's crazy because this came into a conversation I had with a friend earlier, and he talked about basically how patience ties into a relationship, and what that kind of looks like when it doesn't, when one person just doesn't have that patience. And in his case, this is an unmarried man, this is a black man, highly educated, very motivated, very one of the most beautiful men I've ever met. You guys don't even know. There are some men that I have met that were good looking, some were okay. But, yeah, beautiful. I believe we had joked around a lot because I'd be like, I'll drink your bath water. Just save me your bath water. Nigga, I was what? So essentially possesses every quality that I have ever thought to be admirable. And, I think his value is incredibly high. My relationship with this person, there was nothing but positivity. And, just awesome person. But this is a gold standard of a guy. In my books, this is gold standard. And, it kind of hurts a little bit to hear that a woman wouldn't understand that he is everything that a man should be nowadays. Great dad, just great all the way around. Don't have one negative thing to say. literally nothing. So, I can imagine that there's many women that have complained about how much time, like, he could devote to them, because he's always been very busy. But this is kind of, like, it's crazy. It's so crazy, like, the battles that good people deal with, the battles that good-looking people deal with sometimes, and, God forbid you be a good person and good-looking, like, shit. Nobody wants to give you a break. So, to me, I'd rather ride and be down for a man like that, and work towards the long run with him, than the men that I've immediately jumped into a relationship with, and, to the point where you did everything fast-paced. You get in a relationship fast, you get married fast. I've never been married, but, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So, one thing that I can say that I think that should be thought about immediately at the end of this podcast is that, think about those relationships that you've had, and, where you are now. And I know there's a relationship, where you complained. You're not spending enough time with me, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. But think about what the fuck that person might be doing for you. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Seriously. That's all I say to people all the time. You complain about the amount of time that your boyfriend gives to you. Like, just shut the fuck up. If he's out there doing big things, and even if he's not doing big things, is he providing for you? You need to think about that time. Because it's an investment. You think he's going to be working like that for the next 60 years? No, he's probably working like that because he wants to buy a house and build with you. So just shut the fuck up. Seriously. Because it's women like me. I'm not going to refer to myself as a bitch right now, although I do in some contexts. But it's women like me that you get mad at when we take your men. And I'm not talking take your man while you're with him. I'm talking he gets tired of your shit. And he goes out and he finds a woman like myself. Somebody that values the time. Somebody that's not going to sit there and complain because I'm secure in myself. I don't need to fucking sit here and bitch and moan. You know what I'm saying? I'm 30 years old. I am a fucking woman. I have been through a lot of shit. I'm not going to bitch and moan about that. But I do want you to communicate. Shoot me a text. Good morning. Even though I might not have seen you in the last 24 hours. It's okay. Just want to know you're alive. I'll see you soon. You know what I'm saying? That's how women need to be handling shit. Not this little bitch girl shit. Can't deal. Can't. You guys can take that shit to a high schooler. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, the mentality is just completely different. And I really want people to think about that. Think about, in your marriage or your relationship. Like, are you complaining too much about how much time this person is spending on you, with you? If they're a drug addict or... something negative, anything negative, if they're in jail, there's different circumstances for different people. But ideally, look within yourself and say, am I complaining too much? Men do not like women that complain. They don't. You guys just need to stop sometimes, seriously, because you just complain about the most ridiculous shit. Some of these men really try. They really do. And if you see somebody putting in effort, then you should just shut the fuck up. Because like I said, there's going to be a woman that is going to appreciate that effort. And she's going to turn that nigga into a king. Just by the touch of her hand. And because she sat there obediently and cheered him on. So... as usual, you guys do email me. You guys are on Snap, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. So I do get messages. And I do respond to everybody. But this, love and relationships in the long run is really something that should be focused on. Because that's what it's about, is the long run. It's not, short term is never good. These fad diets, for example, You need long-term sustainability. You need a lifestyle. You know, your man, if that's part of your lifestyle, then like, hold on to that. You know, there's not a lot of good men left. Same with women too. I mean, last of a dying breed type shit. Everybody enjoy themselves, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.